Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. The stock market is open, so you already know we are buying stocks, adding assets to the dividend portfolio, and it is finally that time of the month where we go over our margin balances, how much we paid in interest. This is part 11 of the series, and hopefully this sounds okay. I ended up buying an external mic in the attempt to get some better quality audio on the channel and also to break out a little bit of the background noise. So hopefully the audio is fine, but let's jump into it. So we're part 11 of the series. We've been using margin in this account, one to sell puts, but we don't pay interest on that. And so the money that we are paying interest on is the money that we put partially into QDTE, XDTE, and RDT. So I want to run the numbers. I want to look at that. I want to buy some stocks like we do each and every single week. And I want to look at the dividends that have come in the account so far. So first things first, let's jump into the account. Let's take a look at the dividends, where we're at, where our money has come in. And of course, let's look at the margin as well, right? So where are we? Well, we're in the month of July. We ended up in June having some really good numbers, but we started it off with TSLW in July on July 1st with $19.47. We had some VTI come in. We had some JEPQ come in, which we're getting closer and closer to our 50 share count goal there. MSTY at $123.82 came in on Monday. YieldMax just consistently coming in at that nice like 76 to $80 range every single week. And that's on the 500 shares, right? So we have 500 shares of YieldMax. We have finished the adding that I'm going to do for the rest of this year. And now we are taking that money and we are either paying ourselves back or we are putting it towards other stocks. So YieldMax at 78.70, QDT at 57, XDTE at 53, RDT at 57, and then TSLW coming in at $18.77. And that came in just yesterday on the 8th. So those are all the dividends that have come in. I do want to jump while we're into the history here, and I want to look at the margin, right? So we've been using margin now for 11 months, and it's been quite a journey. We've gone up to as high as, 18,000 or so, and now we're down under the $10,000 mark. Of course, I have Robinhood Gold, so there's a reminder there that we are getting the $1,000 for free. But yeah, we're going to use that each and every single month, and especially while we're in the build process of this account as we strive towards the $5,000 a month in dividend income. We are going to use this Robinhood's money to turbocharge our money. And you can see here, it only costs us $37.98 for the month of July. If we look here over the last couple of months, we went from 36 to 37, 44, 55, 78, 88. And then we started scaling down slowly. We sold off some positions that we got assigned while we were trading options. We sold off some BITO, and we've scaled down the margin that we're using. We might scale it up later, but for now, we're slowly but surely just taking these dividends. We're paying down the margin. We're building the account balance, right? So $37.98. Interest rate stayed the same at the 5.75. Average margin used was 7,926 and 23 cents. The cycle was from June 6th to July 6th. And then, yeah, we paid it obviously here on July 5th. So that's the amount we paid. If we want to look at the actual buying power, you can see it here, right? Margin total 32,000. That's including options. We're not assigned those, so that's not the full picture. Margin used 8,296. So that's the actual margin that we're paying interest on. And you can kind of see our margin risk is super low right now. If we want to explore the margin, you can see here, right there, portfolio value is sitting at $43,856. We have a 20% buffer, and this does tell us that we're paying $1.14 right now in daily interest. So everything's looking good there. Unfortunately, the rates haven't come down like we would have thought, but we'll take it. It's not a whole lot of money to pay in interest, especially with how much we've been paid in dividends. So that is one thing that we are going to look at when we get to the spreadsheet. So let me pull this up here. So $1.14 there. First thing first, we obviously sold the puts. There's the 23 puts. We have 9 of them out on MSTX. We're up $63 on those. We'll let those expire with this. We'll get all the buying power back on that, and we'll continue to rinse and repeat. Honestly, selling puts so far, just 1 week a month, pays for the entire margin interest plus some. So this is why I like to use Robinhood's money. Obviously, I'm not saying everybody go into debt, but so far it's been super easy for me to make money off of Robinhood. And I've thought about bringing up the margin total, but the investor in me says, nah, I probably shouldn't do that. Higher risk. You never know when the market's going to turn. So we're just going to keep things the way they are now, and that is absolutely killing it. So here's the account: 43,000, almost 44,000. We're hitting all-time highs. What seems like every week. We're actually, I think, at an all-time high right now, up 2,410, 5.81%. In the last month, up 34% in the last year, up 9% year to date. I'm sorry, up 29.72% in the last year, or 10,046. And then all time since we started the account, up 43% or 13,187. So you guys know it. We have some share count goals. We've been putting money towards those share counts to try and get them closer. So you can kind of see here at the top, we have SHD and VTI. Those are the backbones of the account. We put $5 a day into those every single day, and you can see that on the reoccurring purchases, right? So every single day, those go in and they purchase $5 worth, and we're just slowly dollar cost averaging. So both those positions look nice. YieldMax, we hit the 500 share count goal. Now we're just collecting income off that. QDT, we hit the 250 share goal. So we're just collecting off that every single week as well. And then slowly but surely, we're starting to tick off some milestones, right? JEPQ is getting close. TSLW is getting close. RDT and XDT still have a ways to go. And then all these other ones down here, MVDY, CONY, MSTY, and TSLY have all hit their goal there, which was 100 shares. So we have a couple to knock out, and then we're going to be moving on to a new asset. I've really been looking into QQQI and SPYI. They have a better NAV control, and they still pay a pretty decent income. So we've been looking at doing that. I've also maybe looked at maybe just putting another 20, 30, 40 grand into this portfolio. And then with that money, what I would end up doing is maybe selling my own covered calls and cash secured puts. So that's one thing that I potentially am looking at doing as well. But for the most part, we're just sticking to the high yield dividend stocks for now. And we're just going to keep building. So what we're going to do today is we're going to purchase some shares, and then we'll jump into the nitty gritty and some of the dividend income. So this one's down significantly over the past week, down about 8%. I wanted to get this to 50 shares, so we're just going to get it done. We have $1,237 worth of market value, 2.37% of the portfolio, and we're down total 25% total return on this as of right now. But it's just how Tesla goes. This thing moves like crazy. Elon makes a crazy tweet, stock goes down. They do something crazy with Robo, the stock goes up. So I'm just going to keep buying. And I want to get this to 50 shares so that I can just put this on set and forget it mode. And this one pays us every single week. So I'll have to look at the total return, but I know we've made some nice dividends there. So the picture is not looking as bad as. So 309 is going to be the estimated cost. We're just taking that off of the 100 cash I deposit every single week. And then all the dividend income we receive as well. So we're up to 50 shares now. Average cost comes down to $39.23, down 21% on the position, or $414. But we'll take a look at that, how the picture is actually looking. So that's where we're sitting in the dividend account. That's the purchases we're making today. I do want to jump in and I want to take a look at a tweet I made last night, just because you know me, I like to look at what we're going to be getting paid for the next week. And this is going to give us a little cue into that, right? So Roundhill made their distribution announcements this week. Payout's going to be coming as always on Friday. We have triple beat, so that just means that for last week we got paid. We're getting paid more this week in comparison to last week. 23.7 cents for QDTE XDTE coming in at 25.3 cents. RDT coming in at 26. So these are going to be some nice payouts, right in that 50-60 range, and $50 to $60 range per position. And we're getting our usual $150 to $200 a week between the four pillars, right? So that's the payout there. When we come to YieldMax, the picture is not as pretty. Let's just go to YieldMax and let's take a look at some of the payments here. Another disappointing payout coming for TSLY, 38.73 cents. Way lower than we would like to see it. When we look at our house money, I think the average on TSLY is about $1.10 inception. So another subpar payout. Last month we received the 76 cents. The month prior, the 65 cents. The month prior to that, 46 cents. So I think this might be the lowest payout we've ever received on TSLY, which is really unfortunate to see. But it is what it is when you have a CEO doing what they're doing. We're on set and forget it mode. I think our payout, we're probably within, it depends. I mean, with the average just continuing to drop, it may take us 7 or 8 months to get all of our money back out of this one, but we're on our way there. It cost us $1,670 to buy our 100 shares. We've already received over $1,000 in dividends, so we have $600 or so left in dividends to go before we are 100% paid off, quote unquote, when it comes to our TSLY position, right? So that's where we're sitting for that week. YMAX came in really, really bad at the 13 cents, which is unfortunate, 13.47 cents. But I believe, I could be wrong here, but I believe this is because the 4th of July week, we had the lower dividends. So let's go back here. We got that YieldMax ready to go. So let's jump into the spreadsheet. Let's look at what everybody here is here for. And that is how my picture looks when it comes to the margin that we took out. So here's the picture, right? From June 6th to July 6th. This is month 11 of this journey. And yeah, margin interest came in at $37.98, as we saw. Total dividends received between QDTE, XDTE, and RDTE is $604 for the month, or for this period. Prorated dividends, because only 30% was utilized, was $185 worth of dividends. Margin used was only 7,926, whereas opposed to the assets is about almost $26,000 for all the shares that I do have. So we have to prorate that. At the interest rate of 5.75, we still had a profit of $147.68. So that looks really good. As long as that number's in the green, I'm happy with it, right? So it's paying for itself and then some more, and I'll take that all day long. So $147.68 is the number that we have there. So far in this journey, we've paid $655.84. And the total dividends received between all QDT, XDT, and RDT has been 6,170. So looking really, really good there. And that's the numbers, right? When we update it, how are we looking for the last 4 weeks? QDT, XDT, and RDT are all down from their all-time averages. So we don't love to see that, but at least XDT and RT are holding on a little bit better. QDT has been really struggling, but the total return on these is looking nice, right? So QDT's total return is 14.51%, XDT coming in at 10.39%, RDT at 6.22%, and YMAX at 9.76%. So the total return is nice. We love to see that, and our average is staying right there at the $246 between these 4 assets. And slowly but surely, when you're looking at that YMAX house money, that just means that slowly but surely we're paying back the entire capital that we spent to buy the 500 shares, right? When we look at averages, QDT is down, or it's actually right on trend line in the payout this week. XDT is right below the trend line. RDT is above the trend line, and then YMAX payout is just pretty much right on the trend line there, maybe a little bit below. So that's where we're sitting when it comes to our weekly dividends. As far as this account is going, we're sitting at $422 so far for the month. With options income, we're sitting at $542, which is nice to see, and we're just slowly grinding towards that $10,000 figure. We're at $9,622 worth of dividend income so far in 2025, as we're pushing towards our $1,839 goal. It's quite a stretch to get there, but it is possible. Last month we came in at $1,385. So we'll see where we're at. We'll probably end up right there in the $1,400 range. 18 is quite a bit of a stretch, but I'm hoping that we can get there with the options income, right? I've been trading options a little bit more in this portfolio to try to add some turbo boost to the portfolio. And if I can get that 50, $40 to $70 a week, that'll help add a couple hundred to the total each and every single month. So that's where we're sitting as of right now. When we talked about TSLY, you can see there we're at $1,017 worth of dividend income. So slowly but surely we're getting close to the payoff amount there. But yeah, things are going up and to the right? As we continue to build, the portfolio just keeps getting a little bit bigger each and every single month. We push towards that. We push towards that goal, and we keep pushing towards these share count goals, right? So we just finished off the TSLW. We're going to be at the, let me just change this. So we're going to be at the 50 shares now. So we're done. We're done with that one. This one finally goes green, which is nice to see. And yeah, I mean, I can't complain. When we just keep setting goals, we keep hitting the goals. That's the way you want to do it, right? You just set the goals that you think are achievable. You slowly but surely put money towards them each and every single week, and the portfolios just get a little bit bigger slowly but surely. So that's the update for this week. That's a stock we ended up buying this week, and slowly but surely, the pillars keep producing. The assets keep buying us more assets. The dividend snowball gets a little bit bigger, and we continue up and to the right as always. That is the goal in the portfolio, and so we're just going to continue doing that. But that's the update for the week. Appreciate everybody as always. Don't forget to drop a like and a sub, and we'll catch you. We'll probably do either the large account or the small account on Friday. Not sure which one. It depends on what trades are going to be available. So, and in 2 days we'll get another video out with the next trades that I'll be making. So appreciate everybody. Happy investing. We'll catch you next time.